Hi friends, it's Lindsay with Emeralds and Fairy Lights, and welcome to week 8 of Drills and Chills. And today I'm gonna do a Halloween tag with you guys and work on these super cute sparkle pals, Jack and Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm excited to pull these out and try them with you. So let's get a little bit of housekeeping out of the way. This is the very last week of Drills and Chills. And so you will need to remember to submit your finished diamond painting with the exit form, which is linked down below in the description, by October 31st at midnight Pacific time. So you can work on it all day through Halloween, and then it needs to be submitted by the 31st finished. So, and again, if you have any troubleshooting issues with uploading your photo, you can always just fill out the form and then email the photo to katie@diamondsandwashi@gmail.com. That's where we are having the finished photos that don't upload to the form. But anticipating that Katie will probably be getting a lot of emails. Don't worry if you don't hear anything back from her. If there is an issue there, of course, we'll work with that on a case-by-case basis. So anyway, today though, we have some awesome prizes, and you guys, I've been blown away by just the weekly prizes that we've had during this event. I totally think that this event has been a great way to participate. If you don't need to feel pressure. I know a lot of people still really want to do the grand prize, but we tried to make it a little bit more equal so that if you just wanted to participate in weeklies, there was a lot of really fun and great prizes like diamond paintings and trays and big mystery boxes and things like that. So let us know, give us feedback if you liked this format. And let's go to today's prizes that are up for grabs. An event tray from Bijou Bliss, this cute little ghosty on it. A mini diamond painting, there are now 5 of them. You'll get 1 of them from Distracted by Diamonds. A $20 gift card from Crafts with Crashly. A pen from the collaboration between Castaway Creations and O'Brien Custom Turning. A $25 gift card to Moncherie Crafty Concepts. A We Wax Drills and Chills themed tin of wax, and a diamond painting credit from Enablers Outpost. So you have a chance at winning one of these prizes if you leave a comment down below, and you'll need to put the keyword in a sentence, not just the keyword, but a keyword in the sentence, and leave it in a comment down below. And you will also need to have filled out the entry form. So those 2 things, and then you will be qualified. Oh, just a quick note that the winners from last week will be at the very end of this video. Okay, and as a surprise, I also brought this. So if you remember from an earlier video, I had asked if you would rather diamond paint with a candy corn as your pen or a leaf as your tray. And a lot of people said they were incredibly intrigued with this question. I'm gonna try the candy corn. We're gonna try it today. So I did look around for just some Halloween's very specific tag questions. I found one from like a book vlog or something like that, and I thought I would answer the ones that kind of seemed like they would work for this video as well. So the very first question is, I'm just trying to decide which one do I want to do, Jack or Sally? Jack or Sally? I think I want to do Sally. I started to get that first. So I'm just going to take that off. And we've got her drills right here. By the way, today I'm using this little cute ghost tray from Firefly Diamond Art. And then I am using this pen from Enablers Outpost. So these may need to get a little bit of static work done to them. I don't know. We'll see if they do. I'll have to address that as we go. But I'm going to start with this purple. And so the very first question is favorite horror or Halloween themed song. So I really love The Nightmare Before Christmas, This Is Halloween. Like, I feel like that's just like a standard, but then I'm torn because the Monster Mash is just so classic. And I don't know that I can really like say no to that, like that I like one or the other better. But then I remembered the Harry Potter, the trouble, you know, is it toil and trouble, like double trouble or whatever, this way. If you guys know what song I'm talking about, like that's another staple of Halloween. And so I think between those three, that's like my Halloween soundtrack. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I hate these questions where it's like your favorite, because I feel like there's so many. It's funny, my little boy that's 6 right now is really into what's your favorite, and he asks me every day, and he asks me the strangest things, like, what's your favorite shape? I'm like, you know, I've never really thought about that before. I said square for the record because I like square diamond paintings, but it says, name something you wouldn't want to run into in a dark forest or in an abandoned building. So let's just be really real here, and I wouldn't want to run into anything. Scary or not. I'm such a scaredy cat. I'm afraid of my backyard at night. Like I'm afraid. I'm afraid of outside at night. That's how scared I am. I'm just a scaredy cat. So no, if I was in a dark forest, I'd be hoping I ran into nothing. And if I was in an abandoned building, I'd really be hoping I would just nothing. Like I don't even objects. Like I just, no. So let's see. If you were dared to spend the night in a haunted house, would you do it? Absolutely not. I think that probably I answered that with the last question. No. No. Are you superstitious? And I feel like I always quote Michael Scott on this, where I'm like, I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious. Just a little stitious. Like, not a lot. Like, I'm not the type that's knocking on wood all the time, or, you know, doesn't walk under ladders and things like that. But, like, I don't know. Some things, like, you can be a little bit superstitious about, like, I don't know. I have to think more about it, but just a little bit. It says, which urban legend scares you the most? And I had to think about this one for quite a bit because, I mean, again, like I said, I am a super scaredy cat, and I don't know if this is like counts as an urban legend, but it cracks me up because this haunted my childhood. But when I was younger, we went up to a lake house, like summer several times with all of my aunts and uncles and cousins. Actually, it's like my second cousins as well. Just a big party, right? But we played in the water all the time, and I loved it. Like, I was a fish in the water. And one day my aunt told me that there were freshwater sharks in the lake, and I just totally believed her. I don't think she probably even thought past just the joke of that minute. Like, I was really scared. I think I jumped out of the water. But I was literally afraid of freshwater sharks for years. Like, I'd be looking for them in bathtubs, in swimming pools. Like, the dumbest places, but just terror. The reason I'm counting this in is because I can totally see that being an urban legend. Like, because I do think there's an urban legend. I do know at the lake that I was at is called Bear Lake, and there's the Bear Lake Monster. And there's a whole bunch of urban legends with that lake. And there's legends of there being sharks and whales and things. I think that's probably where my aunt got it from. And so I'm counting that as an urban legend. But yeah, no, that that haunted me as a child. It says, do you get scared easily? Well, I think I've answered that. Absolutely. I get really jump scared. So I grew up, I'm the oldest in my family, but I have my younger brother's the closest to me in age. And of course, he just like loved to torment me and my sisters. He was the only boy in our family. I think he felt like he had to, right? And one of the things that he loved to do was to jump out and scare us. And so I just became very jumpy. Like, it just didn't know. Like, was he going to jump out and scare me at every turn? I somewhat blame this as to why I'm so scared of things like behind me and stuff, because it was always my brother. You know, and my younger sisters got smarter. Like, I know one time you went to go scare my sister at the top of the stairs, but she like hid, and so he was creeping up to get her, and she jumped out at him, and he fell down the stairs. So, you know, I was never smart enough to do that, to like get ahead of it. I just was the scared prey that was like around every corner. Where's he gonna jump out at me? Where's he gonna jump? Let me know if you guys have that sibling sort of relationship. You know, I think you guys can tell. It was very easy to scare me and convince me as a child. Like, there's sharks in your bathtub. There's sharks in your pool. There's somebody around every corner. Yeah, I just very, very jump scare, easy to scare. It says, have you ever played Bloody Mary? And I have not. I've been at like sleepovers where they, like, little kids, just like we were little or whatever, we're trying, and I was like, don't you get that near me. Like, don't come near me. Let's see. You're home alone, but you hear footsteps in your house. What do you do? Okay, so this is kind of funny. I feel like if I'm alone, yes, I'm scared, but I have a couple instances where I've heard something, or I've been with just my sisters at home, or I've been just here with my kids home alone and I hear something, and I go into this total like, oh, you come at me, I'm gonna get you sort of mood. Like, I don't know. I just, I'm trying to find the other colors that I'm looking for. Okay, the black one. Okay, guys, there is like severe static, but I am just letting static happen. There are drills outside of the tray everywhere. I'm just letting it happen. We're just making do for this video. But let's see. So I think I was saying that if somebody, like, I hear something, I do kind of just go into this like, oh no, you're not. Like, I will go feral on you. Like, you are not getting me or my babies or my sisters or things like that. So I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I wouldn't. But I just always feel like there is something that takes over me when I'm feeling scared. Like if I think somebody would come at us, like I feel like something comes over me. So don't attack me. Don't. I don't think my brother ever got attacked by me because I always like knew it was just him joking, scaring, jumping out at me, right? Anyway. But if I'm alert, if I know something, I'm ready. It says, if you got trapped in one scary movie, which would you choose? And man, I don't know. I don't think I'd want to be in a scary movie. I'm trying to think. You know, I would probably pick something like Twice Upon a Witch, the Mickey Mouse movie. Because I'm a wimp. I'd just be one of those passerbys or something like that. I don't know. kind of feels like you would be safe in a Mickey Mouse show movie, right? Or am I missing something? Is there a different one that would be fun? If you could only wear one Halloween costume for the rest of your life, what would you be? And it's funny, the very first thing I thought was the Cheshire Cat. So I have like a Cheshire Cat from the Alice in Wonderland Cheshire Cat, the animated, not the Johnny Depp one. And I don't know, it's just a fun costume. I love those colors. I don't know what it is. I really like the Cheshire Cat and the stuff, but it's also a really fun thing to wear. Like it was just fun to dress up as that. But I also am somebody that has always loved to dress up every year. I've been planning my costume, and ever since I've had little boys, it's been a little bit harder with my oldest. Like he won't wear costumes. I do feel like I've really felt a shift. I think that he's really been enjoying seeing all the decorations come out. In the past, he's not liked me to put up any decorations. This year, he's really excited about all of it. He wants me to go drive around the decorations and stuff. You know what? Before I get any further, I'm gonna try this candy corn. So, you guys, let's try it. You be my witness. I picked it up. Hey, it works. Okay, gotta get the little bit of a dust off, but this is not really that bad, especially if you have to single place anyway. I mean, I guess it did leave a little bit of candy there. That's a little problematic if it gets stuck in the sticky, I guess. But if I don't press so hard, it really does pick up very nicely. Let me see. Oh, my drill disappeared. So this is kind of funny. I don't want to like leave candy on it, and this is taking all my concentration. So but you know what? Let's go to the keyword now. I think I've talked and chatted enough. So the keyword for today is going to be Halloween. So just tell me, what are you gonna do for Halloween? Did you pick a diamond painting that was Halloween themed? If you don't celebrate Halloween, or if you've just done a fall painting, or if you normally would, just let me know. So that is going to be the keyword. I'm going to finish doing some of these greens with this candy corn. It's pretty cool, I have to say. Okay, well, it worked. I think you could do it. If you were in a bind, you could diamond paint with a candy corn. Okay, I am going to keep going. And I apologize if my voice sounds kind of scratchy or anything. I was getting sick. My little boy has been sick, and when you're a mom and you've got two little boys, especially it was my 4-year-old, just barely turned 4. I feel like you can't avoid it. Like he was just laying on me and like breathing on me, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get sick. And then I did something really dumb where he sipped my drink. He took my straw and drank. And I didn't think anything of it. I was like, no, you don't. I grabbed it back and I drank it. And then I was like, the one thing you don't do, right? The one thing you don't do when somebody's sick. I don't normally allow that either. I'm totally like a germs kind of person. Like even with my kids, like you don't touch my drinks. I think I thought he didn't really actually get it. And so, but afterwards. I was like, oh, no. No, I don't have a drink and I have germs. But anyway, let's get back to this. I think I was just saying sorry if my voice is scratchy because my throat. Both Katie and I have gotten sick this week, so I was kind of sick last week too. This is like, I just kind of keep getting sick on the weekend. Let's see, would you ever go to a graveyard at night? And this one, like I don't know that I feel as much fear about a graveyard as like a forest or a wood or something. Like, to me, a graveyard is a pretty well monitored place and there's lights but maybe I'm thinking about this all wrong. At night, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't go there. I don't know. Let me tell you, scary. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't pick to choose that. But I was like thinking, what if I wanted to go visit? Just thinking of my grandparents. I was like, maybe I'd go say hi to them on Halloween. I don't know. That was a weird thought train. So in a zombie apocalypse, what is your weapon of choice? And in a zombie apocalypse, I don't know. Oh, these are her eyes. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that I do the right spot. In a zombie apocalypse, I just feel like I'd be, I don't know. I'd just be a runner. I'd just be running and hiding. Like, I don't know that I'm, like, even though I said who knows, maybe I would go into like that mode of like, you are not gonna touch me and mine. But as I'm just thinking right now, I think I'd be the run and like try to hide in a bunker type person. Like, I'd be like, you know what, guys, we are living out our lives in this bunker. We'll grow vegetables and we'll, you know, diamond paint in the bunker together. Would you rather go to a Halloween party or go trick-or-treating? And at this age, it'd be a Halloween party, but I feel like I've been lucky that I've done that my whole life. We do go to Halloween, kind of a Halloween party, and then we do go trick-or-treating. But I think that Halloween parties in themselves are just kind of fun, even if you don't do them on the date. But and when I say Halloween party, I mean like, let's go get together and have chili and donuts and wear our costumes and play Halloween games, decorate cookies. Like, I'm so, that's probably appealed to me at every point in my life. That's just who I am, right? So this one says, you're in a horror movie and are you the final girl, the first to die, the comic relief, the skeptic, the smart one, or the killer? And I honestly feel like I'd be the first to die. Like, I don't know that I have the comic relief in me. I don't feel like I'm very, I don't know, like, what's the word? Scrappy. I'm not very scrappy. So I'm just feeling like the one, you know, I wouldn't be the killer, no. The skeptic, oh no. Like I said, I'm still a little stitious. I'm not like superstitious, but I'm a little stitious. Not be the skeptic. So yeah, I'd have to probably be the first one. Not the smart one, not the comic, not the killer, not the skeptic. Yeah, first to die. Definitely not the final. It says, are you the one that gets scared or the one who does the scaring? Always the one that gets scared. I am not the scare type person, the jump out. Though we have that funny story where we've had it happen a couple times where my husband is not somebody that will scare you, and he's pretty like that's just not his personality at all. But there's been a couple times where I've been like had my headphones on and I'm diamond painting or I'm doing something, and he comes up behind me and I hear something, so I screech, and then that scares him because he wasn't intending. Sorry, I didn't even have her in the screen. He's not intending to scare me, so I scare him. He just thinks he's just walking up, right? But then he'll get afraid, so that'll scare me again. And yeah, we've had a couple incidents like that, and all it's done is just like wake up the baby or the kids. And it's like, oh. So now I've just made this rule that I have to like be diamond painting facing back to a wall if I have headphones on, because my noise canceling headphones, because otherwise like I can't do it. Like I have to. I'll be too jumpy. So this is favorite scary book, and I'm trying to think if I have like a scary book. I generally like fantasy books, but I don't like horror or scary books. And so I feel like a lot of my fantasy books that I like to read do end up having like scary things in them. But I don't typically feel scared while reading. Because I know, like, I don't know. Just doesn't seem like transfer scary to me. What was your first Halloween costume? That I don't know for sure, but I do know one of my earliest costumes was I was Raggedy Ann, and my brother was the Raggedy, what's the other Raggedy? The boy. I know there's a boy. So I think I was Raggedy Ann and he was the other when we were really little. It says, what are you going to be for Halloween this year? Well, it was my oldest that picked our costumes this year. He wants to be a giraffe, and so he wanted us to all be giraffes. So I've got our costumes, and they're kind of fun. They're cute. Definitely different. Not something I would have picked myself. But he just loves giraffes, and so it should be really fun. He's really excited about it, and my younger one is 2. So we will just, I guess I'll have to take a picture of it when we dress up and post it somewhere. if it works. It says, if you could have a spooky Halloween pet, which one would you pick between a black cat, an owl, a bat, a rat, or a wolf? And a black cat, 100%. I would pick a black cat. So moving on, what is your favorite Halloween or go-to Halloween candy? And I love to get the bag that's like the Tootsie Pops and the Tootsie Rolls and the dots. I don't know, for some reason I love that candy. I love dots. I love Tootsie Rolls. I don't know, that's just like my go-to. And then also like the little mini candy bars, I think. When I was younger, the full size like purple Skittles, that was like totally a win. I don't know why that just comes to mind, but that was, seemed like the best thing ever. I don't really eat Skittles anymore, but it was amazing back then. Let me know if you guys have a favorite candy. Do you have one that you like to put out? Or I also really loved it when I got bubblegum in my trick-or-treat bag. I know that's super random, but yeah, I just loved bubblegum. So when you got like the Hubba Bubba bubblegums, oh, those were always a treasure to find. Have you ever DIY'd a Halloween costume? And I kind of feel like this is an interesting question, because I feel like a lot of costumes, like I rarely just get a costume out of a bag. Like a lot of times I'm putting my costume together, getting things, like I have to get all the pieces separate. Like one year I ordered a custom sewn dress. That probably should have been my favorite Halloween because I spent a fortune on that. So funny. I'm like, yeah, I do have that dress. I just remembered that I do have that down in the Halloween costumes. I've got a wig. It was not long after the Cinderella movie came out, the live action. I was obsessed with it and I got her dress replicated. I had a wig and everything. So I still do have that. So it's kind of like, I feel like a lot of my costumes have been like that. Now that I have kids, I've tried. Last year I tried pirate costumes and neither of them would wear them. It kind of... So it's difficult. I can spend all this time trying to put costumes together and then my kids just won't wear them. So this year I just went with what he wanted and my younger one was excited to follow along. I'm going to try to multi-place this hair. Should we see if we can do it? It's a little tricky because it's got these white backgrounds. Well, I'll just... Okay. I don't know. I don't know how well that worked. But let's keep going. I want to finish Sally. It says, would you rather spend Halloween in a haunted house or on a ghost bus tour? Ghost bus tour. And I would say, like, are we talking a real haunted house or like a haunted house like the ones you pay to go through? Because I don't know. The ghost bus tour, like, I guess it just depend on where you're touring. I don't know. Probably at the haunted house. The ones that you go to that you pay money to. But I probably just want to like hang out in the reception or the entrance area or whatever. I don't know. Let's see. Would you rather dress up as a classic monster, example, vampire, clown, witch, or movie character, pop culture reference? And absolutely like a pop culture reference. Those are my favorite, like movie characters, or like I said, I've done like Dorothy, I've done the Cheshire Cat, I did Cinderella, I've done a lot of characters, and so I have a lot of fun with that. It's fun to dress up as something or someone. I tend to like a lot of diamond paintings too that are movie characters or, you know, pop culture stuff. Or just, I guess, well, though I guess I like a lot of just the general fantasy too, so. Would you rather attend a pumpkin carving workshop or a fun Halloween party? A fun Halloween party. I'm going to be completely honest, I don't like carving pumpkins. Scares me. I don't like working with a knife. You know what? They're hard. They're hard to cut, and you've got to you got to be strong to get those pumpkins. And even if you don't do the real pumpkins, the carvable ones, no, I don't like that. Also, I'm not very artistic when it comes to drawing things on my own. Would you rather watch Twilight or Coraline? Honestly, neither. But if I had to, Twilight all the way. Like, Coraline is creepy. Twilight's just bad. I just laughed my way through that blue filter and Edward with red lipstick. I can't. I was a fan of the books. Like, I'll be completely honest. My aunt got me the book just right after it came out, and I loved it. I followed the whole series. Those movies, though, I can't with the movies. Um, would you rather eat a candy corn or Tootsie Rolls at Halloween? Candy corn, 100%. Would you rather watch Beetlejuice or Ghostbusters? I'm going to shock some people. I have never seen either, so I don't know. But given that there is a new Beetlejuice movie out, probably that one. Though, no, I did see the Ghostbusters, the which is the one that had the four girl Ghostbusters, and it had Chris Hemsworth in it. I did see that one with my whole family. Oh my gosh, my mom was like gut laughing through that whole movie. I think that's what made that movie fun. So I guess I have seen one Ghostbusters. That's the only one. Let's see. Would you rather eat sugar-free candy or candy left over from last year? Ew. Ew. That's an awful question. I actually worked at a chocolate and candy store for a while, and it was really funny. My manager one time went on a binge of the sugar-free. She was on a diet. She was my manager, so I felt like she should have known this. But I knew it. She was like in the bathroom for the whole like, I guess, like rest of our shift that we had. I just remember that, and I was like, well, that's pretty obvious. Just because it's sugar free doesn't mean that it's like you could just eat whatever. It's for like diabetics and people that need sugar free. And this is going to cause some serious side effects if you do that. It says, would you rather read a Stephen King novel or watch a Stephen King film? And I would say read. I'm much more of a reader than a TV watcher, but I'm more of an audiobook listener. So can we count that? The audiobook. Would you rather decorate Halloween cookies or make spooky cocktails? 100% decorate Halloween cookies. I think I already said that. I've loved cake decorating. Like, that's probably my other, baking and cake decorating, and cookies just, it's like not Halloween if you don't do some sort of pumpkin cookies that you decorate. Chocolate candy or fruity candy? And that one's just what mood you're in. Honestly, that's what mood. Whatever mood I'm in, I want chocolate or fruity. Let's see. Scary decorations or cute and colorful Halloween decor? Cute and colorful Halloween decor, definitely. Our neighborhood has just gone so full out. Those like 9-foot skeletons. My 6-year-old, again, I said like he was a little hesitant about Halloween, but he's really warmed up to it, and he's obsessed with those giant skeletons. And it feels like almost like everybody has one. He literally asked me, he's like, Mom, where's ours? And I was like, well, we don't have one. Sorry, we're not cool like that. They look like kind of a pain, but we have this neighbor across the way that set up this whole huge display. So they're the huge skeletons, and it's got like a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin head, and then he's got little mini skeletons. They're basically like life-size skeletons, I guess. I shouldn't call them mini, but they look mini compared to the giant dude. They are pumpkin heads as well. And they are facing a giant like Reaper skeleton, and he's got like just regular skeletons. So like they look like they're going to battle. And we've had quite a few like windstorms, and the other day I drove past, and literally it was just carnage. There was like pumpkin heads and skeleton parts all over the lawn, and I was kind of laughing. I was like, they went to battle. This is what's left over. But no, really, I think the wind had just knocked them all over, and The same thing with our next door neighbors. Like, they have these big pumpkin statues that keep getting knocked over from the wind. There's a couple, there's a house and a couple of them in a row, but one in particular, a couple streets over, that literally decorated like they are the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland at with the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay. So it's really cool. We keep driving past them every night with all their fun lights. Do people decorate where you guys live? If you're still watching, you can let me know. I know that where I'm at, we have quite a high participation of people that just go all out for Halloween, all out. I think we are the odd ones out that we have like just a pumpkin or two in the front yard, but I think that, let's see. I just was trying to get this done before I finish the video, so I'm going to find some more questions. Let's see. Kind of detoured. Caramel apples or candied apples? This one's tough. Both are delicious. But I do think that carameled apples are easier to eat, and I love caramel. So I'll say caramel. Hocus Pocus or Halloween Town? And to say Halloween Town, it's a classic. It is my classic Halloween movie. That's what I grew up with. Let's see, Apple Orchard or Pumpkin Patch? Pumpkin Patch. What do you do in an apple orchard? Do you just pick apples? I don't really know. Like, I don't know if that's something that like that I even know where an apple orchard would be. Hayride or corn maze. And I think corn mazes are pretty fun. I don't really like the spooky ones, and as long as they're not too like big or tedious, I actually think corn mazes are pretty fun. So that was the end of my questions, and I'm almost done with Sally. So again, let me know if you guys are going to do anything fun for Halloween, and look forward to videos every day unboxing of fun Halloween stuff leading up to the holiday. Here is cute Sally, all finished. We put her in her spot and she looks so good. Does she not? I love it. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're gonna go to the winners from last week. Congratulations. I've emailed almost all of your information to our sponsors at this point, and most of our lists are completely caught up. We've had to send in batches, the winners, just to make it more streamlined. I did hear back from a few shop owners that said if you have won a prize but you haven't seen anything, make sure to check your spam, because sometimes the word gift card or things like that can get caught up in your filter. So I did want to just let you guys know that. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and happy Halloween, and I will see you guys in another video soon. Bye!